Good morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour on Patriot Trading Group and our toll-free number, 800-951-0592, the website at allamericangold.com, and I hope you all had a fantastic 4th of July holiday. I was off over the 4th of July holiday. Back at it. Jason, he'll be returning to work next week as he is taking some very, very well-deserved time off. And I'm going to say this, like it always, anytime you take time off, I'll say that, when we were driving home yesterday, I was like, man, I'm ready to be home. Yeah, I wasn't ready to be back to work yet. I needed another day, but hey, the show must go on. It's actually a pretty nice day out here in the Valley of the Sun, not too hot, but we got a lot of things to talk about. The gold and silver markets have absolutely lost their minds, and actually it's a very big indicator of what is going to come. Wall Street, I will just tell you, be ready, be prepared for the next leg down, because this is what the gold markets is signaling. We've seen this before. We saw it during the .com crash. We really saw it again with the housing financial crash, and we're seeing it all over again, where gold will take a step back at a time when everybody's buying, which is right now. A matter of fact, Arlene, when she got here, she says, oh my God, we got so much to talk about. It is so busy. Everybody is buying this pullback, and I will tell you right now, you can do no wrong here. As we've seen this, like I said, all of the crashes this millennial, we've seen this very same pattern. Where gold will fall and fall nicely, gives you a good opportunity to buy at lower levels, knowing what's coming. And right now, if you want to believe the headlines on Wall Street, the markets are acting. Oh, they're confused. Yes, they're confused. The dollar is extremely strong, and yet the economy is getting ready to head into a recession, which of course would mean the dollar is not very strong at all. But again, I guess strong compared to what? Right? Strong compared to the Japanese yen, which, let's face it, is barely a currency, maybe a currency in name only, stronger than the euro. Again, another one of these nations which obviously is under massive duress right now with what's happening with energy stockpiles, and we'll talk about that as well. The cleanest dirty shirt is still dirty, and that's really where the dollar is right now, where it's been rallying. Matter of fact, the euro at 20 plus years lows. The yen approaching 40-year lows. Matter of fact, I want to say the euro getting awfully close to parity with the dollar. In other words, for $1, you could get €1. At one point in the last 20 years, the euro was like $1.50. So you needed $1.50 US for €1, and it's just another indication. All of these fiat currencies are getting ready to go in there, but that's the plan. That's the plan. And this is another major indicator. I've been warning about October for, well, it's pretty much, since March. Hey, get ready for what's coming in October. And I think it's going to be another one of these very, very clear signals that not only is it a recession, it's a depression. Matter of fact, Atlanta GDP They revised it again since I've got now it's negative 2.1%. We could officially enter a technical definition of recession at the end of this month. When the first reading of second quarter GDP comes out, we'll have to watch and see what happens. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Whether or not we officially meet the criteria now, whether we officially meet the criteria 6 months from now, the realities are the economic situation is we've printed way too much money. We've lived way beyond our means. The central bank has lied to all of us this entire time about the severity of the issue, and you know, I guess the biggest thing is, how bad is it going to be? How low is it going to go? And all I'll say is, you know, I don't know the answers to that. I think this is going to be the worst one yet. And obviously, if you really think about it at all, the tech bubble was bad, but it wasn't horrible. Then we had the housing/financial crisis. That was not good. And now we have the most supersized money creation the world has ever seen. Why do I have the feeling this is going to be the worst one of the group? Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Solo here for the rest of the week. We may get a Jason sighting. Yeah, I will say that it is a very treacherous market right now. A lot of different things. You know, we had a big drop in crude oil prices yesterday and into today. None of that's going to last. Matter of fact, I'll just say this: the crude oil situation is not better, but falling because they're worried about recession. I'll tell you right now, I'm not worried about a recession. It's going to be way worse than that. And again, I think that's what we're going to find out. And even then, I don't think oil falls as far as a lot of people think it would, because of the fact that the amount of demand destruction would be unprecedented. But we'll wait and see how all of that plays out. One of the things that I've been warning about, you know, all of these IRS agents that we've hired, 87,000 of them. And I know what's going to happen. And I know that people that listen to this program, they get it. You realize it. Having money in the bank, really dangerous. I'm going to tell you, not just because of Japan, not just because of what's happening over in Europe, where the ECB is trying to save Italy and Spain and Portugal and Ireland. It's not going to happen. I don't even think they really want it to happen. But think about, again, and I saw it, I very briefly saw it over the weekend where Germany was warning again about the massive amount of default here in the U.S. Remember, and I've been saying this all along, all those things that happened during the financial crisis. Remember how it was rolling? You know, first it was, you know, Lehman and Bear Stearns, right? Jim Cramer, they know nothing, and Wall Street wasn't going to open. Remember? Then it all just kind of stopped, didn't it? Well, what happened? Did all of these poorly run companies get better? No. Did all of a sudden that the people that didn't pay their mortgage started paying it? No, that didn't happen either. They bailed them all out, right? They papered over it. What you realize, and of course, it takes a while. And maybe what we didn't realize is a better word, is how much it really cost us to bail out all of these zombie companies, these banks, because all the banks were insolvent. All of them were insolvent. Every single one. And I'm talking these major banks. And the problem is the major banks go under. I don't know that the smaller banks could have survived. But by and large, it was a complete collapse of the financial system. That's what it was. And mostly, we talk about derivatives, and it's huge because this is what the problem is normally banks would sell some of their debt to boost capital. Well, now they've securitized this, and you got to remember, derivatives are not an old product. They've only been around for less than the last 30 years. And now these derivatives are enormous. At the same time, we've hired all of these IRS agents. And not only have we hired them, heck, we've armed them. Let's not forget how much, and I forget what the amount of ammunition they had purchased years ago. Well, it was brought up again. This time, Matt Getz from Florida, he introduced a bill on Friday to bar the IRS from acquiring ammunition. Now, why would these accountants need ammunition? Right? I mean, I can understand, hey, you know what? We got to buy some calculators. You know what? We need some number 2 pencils. You know what? We're going to need some yellow pads. And oh, by the way, we need laptops with Excel spreadsheets on them. Now, if you said that, I'd be like, okay, yeah, probably going to need that, right? A phone, stuff like that. But why in the world would these bean counters, no offense, by the way, bean counters, I like numbers too. I'm a glorified bean counter, I am. I like Excel spreadsheets. But why would they need ammunition? Kind of weird, right? And here's the thing. They've been buying huge amounts. Matter of this House bill called Disarm the IRS. The reason why it was brought up was because people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, right, and others found out that the IRS had just purchased another $700,000 of ammunition in the days leading up to this. So think about this. According to the Biden administration, they want to ban guns. I mean, isn't that what they want to do? I mean, we just had another one of these drugged up white males. Not that it matters what the color is. Shooting up a parade over the weekend. And all this they want to talk about is ban guns. Yeah, hey, wait a minute. We want to take your guns. Now, not the IRS guys. These bean counters are going to need it. Why do they need guns? I mean, have you figured it out yet? What do you think they really need it for? You think because you're not going to end up taking it up the backside when this thing collapses? Right? Don't you think that's probably what's going to happen? They're out there letting the borders run wild. All of our kids have been doped up for how long? And, of course, nobody wants to talk about that. No. Don't bring up the fact that all these kids are medicated. Don't bring up the fact they've been on Prozac and all these other antidepressants for years. We're going to make sure the right people have the weapons. And oh, by the way, you're not the right person. $725,000 of ammunition was just bought again from the IRS. And again, this isn't new. According to a report from the Government of Accountability Office in 2018. So this predates this most recent purchase by 4 years. Said the IRS has been stockpiling ammo for years. 5 million rounds. They're saying that now this was 2018, so whatever numbers I give, let's start adding to them, right? They had 4,487 firearms. This is in 2018. 5,062,006. That's a pretty accurate number for the government. They counted all the way down to 6. But essentially, think about this. Now, if these numbers were right, 4,487 firearms, 5,062,006 rounds of ammunition, means that the IRS has bought over 1,100 rounds per weapon. Per weapon. Of course, again, this is from 2018. But again, I wish I knew what kind of ammo they were buying, but it doesn't say here. But I'm just pointing this out. Why do I get a feeling that the IRS now has a whole heck of a lot more than 4,400 firearms? Why do I got the feeling they probably still only got the 5 million rounds of ammo because they're out there practicing. Right? They're out there practicing. It is, and again, this is the problem. Land security. Sounded, oh yeah. Everybody, get the full body search and take your shoes off, and nobody can't have bottled water going through to your gate, right? Nope. Listen, you want to drink something? Yeah, you got to pay $4, $5 for airport water because, we're going to blow up planes. It's crazy. And then they come out and all of a sudden they create organizations within these organizations. And the Ministry of Truth, listen, that thing's not dead. They just got caught and whoops, yeah, well, we're going to reevaluate it. It'll be back. It'll be back. But again, I'm asking, why is it that we need to arm the IRS? Who are they going to use it on? Well, they're going to use it on the government, or are they going to use it on the people? And again, no offense, these are bean counters. Or are they? Right? See, that's the problem, isn't it? They're not all going to be armed. Nah, just the ones that need to be, so they can go out there and make sure that when you get screwed because you left money in the bank, even though I told you not to, that you stay in line. You don't get out of line. 800-951-0592. And by the way, it does not look like this bill has gone anywhere fast. Just ironic, isn't it? Yep, take away our guns, but let's make sure that the IRS has plenty of ammunition. When we get back, U.S. refiners are issuing a warning to President Biden about what is happening in the energy sector. And it's kind of ironic. Oil in the 90s, gold right now, gold's down another 27. Gold's down like $100 in the last week. Nothing more than a huge buying opportunity, but we're going to talk about that. And then job openings. So no one should be shy. And again, these are so old. I don't even know why it's worth reporting. We know what June numbers are. We know what last week's numbers are. But job openings in May fell by the most on record. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. The commodities down again today. Crude oil down 3. Gold's down 25. Silver's the only thing not down. Just hanging out at $19. The Dow's down another 150. You know, yesterday they had a little rally at the end to make it look better than what it is. It's not better. It's not. Matter of fact, this morning, big on oilprice.com, U.S. refiners say that they've been operating at pretty much max utilization or max capacity, saying that stockpiles are sitting at multi-year and multi-decade lows, refining margins sky high. Of course, we've been talking about that. They're saying that refinery utilization rates are at 95%. And that's unheard of. You know, high 80s, low 90s is normal. When you get into these mid 90s levels, the stress that the equipment goes under, the ability to raise capacity is gone. And it's dangerous. You know, these refiners, listen, you're playing with, oil and gasoline. And they're saying that hurricane season is coming. The refiners are telling the president that they don't have the ability to make more gasoline. And matter of fact, they're saying that, hey, by the way, get ready for us to be making less gasoline. Right now, gas demand sits at 8.93 million barrels a day. Last year was about 9.1 million. So this demand destruction, they talk about it. It's not very big. That's not a lot, right? When you're thinking about, hey, it's a couple 100,000 barrels a day less. That's it so far. And again, we'll see what after the 4th of July numbers come out. But they're saying that the EIA says refinery utilization will reach 96%, which is the very upper of limits of what refiners can consistently put out. And I just point this out because I know it's down right now. But the reason they're down has nothing to do with what is actually happening on the ground. The supply-demand fundamentals are not working here. Listen, they're foreshadowing. This is where oil is going to be next year sometime. I'm telling you right now. Of course, we're going to be in the middle of a depression. The problem is I don't think it's going to get to 50 or 60, but maybe we can get down to 80, 85, maybe. The problem will be we'll be in the throes of another huge collapse, which is why I think they're, think about continuing to arm IRS agents out there. And again, Germany was warning all weekend again about mass, not only bailouts. Matter of fact, before I left, I told you about Germany's largest utility. They said they told the German government they need $9 billion. This is just one utility. And remember, every utility across Europe is going to need bailouts. I don't know how any of this is actually going to work. And once the domino starts, I don't know that you stop it. Right, that's kind of the problem, because how would you stop it before? Well, you took interest rates to zero. You started quantitative easing. Speaking of quantitative easing, there's another thing you won't hear anywhere. So I told everybody, hey, June, the government started selling bonds. And according to the government, and I say the government, the Federal Reserve, they were going to sell almost $45 billion of bonds. A report came out over the weekend. Well, I want to say it was yesterday. So it really wasn't over the weekend. Saying that not only did the Federal Reserve not sell $45 billion. I want to say the number was supposed to be, and I'm ballparking here. It was supposed to be like $30 billion in treasuries and like $15 billion in mortgage-backed securities. Come to find out, they only sold about $10 billion worth of treasuries and actually bought mortgage-backed securities. So even their quantitative tightening policy isn't happening. That tells you all you need to know. This is how bad it really is. This is the corner they're really backed into, where they're not even going to come anywhere close to making the numbers that they said they were going to make. And of course, the reason is why. I think we know why. I think the mortgage market may be almost frozen solid. That's what I think. And their ability to do it becomes less and less. We'll have to wait and see how July is shaking out. But as far as August goes, not even remotely close to what they said they were going to do as far as quantitative tightening. And I think the reason's pretty simple. The reason is simple because they can't. Right? There's not enough buyers. The bond market, the daily bond market activity has been terrible. And it kind of makes sense. Japan needs to sell. China doesn't want anymore. Europe's got their own problems. And we've got record supply of all of these things. So it really is going to be an interesting thing and how all this plays out. And then everybody get ready for power grid problems. And this is a little different. Warning about rolling blackouts, but I didn't anticipate this. I actually thought demand was going to be so high and the cost, like natural gas and oil and just what it cost, was going to lead to problems. Apparently the utilities say, hey, we've got another problem. Lack of spare parts. Patriot Radio News Hour. Yeah, come back if you can take it. Watch out for those armed IRS agents. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. And I'm waiting. I got price sheets this morning. obviously lowered all the prices. Gold's gone lower since then. No new prices from the wholesalers. So right now, what you see online, which is what you're getting, 20s at 21.10. Right now, $5 liberties. Maybe a time to look at those. $5.90 on $5 liberties at 800-951-0592. Utilities sent out a warning to the Biden administration saying that we're starting to run into an inventory problem. Says that utilities have been trying to stock up on transformers, distribution line, poles, and they're all having a similar issue. Sourcing has become a challenge, and they said hurricane season is getting ready to start, and heat waves in the west and east have put the utilities in a precarious position, to say the least. Listen to what some of them are saying. We're doing a lot more splicing, putting cables together. We just don't have enough new cable because we're trying to keep at least some inventory for when we need it. They're saying things like, we don't want to deplete the inventory because we don't know when the storm is coming, but we know it's coming. Utilities saying successive days of 100-degree heat. Now, Arizona, we don't count. We don't count in this because our utilities know, we get, 100 straight days in a row. Successive days of 100-degree heat are popping pole-top transformers like they're Rice Krispies. We do not have the supply to replace them. So, again, warning here, hurricane season this year is going to be a lot more than, I hope people are safe, and I hope it doesn't do a lot of damage and whatnot. We're in a situation here, and this is everywhere. Automobiles. I saw that sales number out. It's horrible. And, of course, they're saying, well, we don't have any cars. Utilities are like, hey, listen, we don't have transformers. We don't have lines. We don't have anywhere close to the amount of stuff that we're going to need to have. And again, we'll see how it plays out. Right now, you've got the tale of a couple of different markets. You have the recession tale, right? Which they're starting to figure it out, right? They're watching Atlanta GDP. We may already be in it. But the problem is this isn't like prior ones, right? Where you would expect oil. Hey, oil's going to go back to $30. No, it's not. Not even close. Matter of fact, I still think oil's still going to hit $130. And I think we'll be lucky if it doesn't go higher than that. The precious metals, same thing. We see this a lot. When Wall Street's going to get really ugly, we see it happen in the gold markets first. Go back to the dot-com bubble. Gold got to $250. Of course, it crashed. Where did gold go? Gold went to $500. Doubled. And then it pulled back about $350 or so. Of course, then where did it go? Well, it went to all. But then the financial crisis started. Most people thought gold just went to $1,900. That's not what happened. Gold went back to like $700, and then it went to $1,900. And I think this is the same thing today. We're seeing this pullback because this is going to let you know Wall Street's going to get ready to let go. Once that happens, you're going to see gold go like just like a shot. And really, we're seeing, double. 250 went to 500. We got to 1,050, almost got to 2,000, right? So we almost doubled again. We're at 2,000, right? Is 4,000 the next stop? Probably. Like I even saw over the weekend, people are starting to write articles about, hey, is this it for the Fed? It should be. I wish it was. Should we bring back the gold standard? And it's something where the feeling I have is when all of these people that have done it right, when you see your 401ks just getting demolished, especially when you're in your 60s and your 50s, right? Because there's no time to recover. This time around, you're not going to get that massive spending from the central bank because inflation's too hot. Right? There's not going to be the repumping of the bubble. I think this time they let it all go because they want to bring in this digital dollar, and that's how they're going to do it. Because, hey, the digital dollar will save everything, and everyone's going to throw their hand up and say, oh, yes, bless me, digital dollar, please. Not knowing what they do. Patriot Radio News Hour. Final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. Okay, I just got an update here. So here's what we can do. $5 Liberties. I've got 100 of them. At $5.80. So I know I said, what was it? $5.9, $5.80. That's a savings of $10. $20 Liberties or say I don't even know what they're going to be. You can ask, and we'll do the best we can. But whatever we get, you get. 2,095. So remember, last week we had a small amount at that price. Right now, it looks like we've got about 120 20s, 2,095, 800-951-0592. Technically, right now, so gold is at 1735. From a technical perspective, and when people are going to be, okay, where's the bottom? What are we looking at? Right now, I think we're within $10 of it. There's good support in that 1720 range, and if that, I think the big time support sits at that 1670 level. I'd be surprised if we get to that level, but if we do, then I would tell you right now, if we do, I think Dow's going below 20,000. That's how bad I think it could be. But I don't know. I don't know that I see it going that low. We'll see how it plays out. But right now, $20 gold, 2,095. It's already Wednesday, so it's going to be a very, very short week. Take advantage of those prices. $5 Liberties at $5.80. That's like, I don't know. I can't even tell you the last time they were that inexpensive. And then at least this time around, more 20s than we had last time. 800-951-0592. Everything. Everything is down. The 10-year note, 289. So that's the only thing not down on the 10-year note. And of course, think about this: the Fed's funds rate. Could we see, we're expecting another 75 basis points. That's going to put the Fed funds rate at 2.25. So, I don't know that the yields can stay this low. Of course, the bond market's saying recession is coming, or recession may already be here. But that's about the only thing I can find that's up today. And the dollar, The dollar is up today. The euro at 101. So almost parity. The Japanese yen just off the highest levels in well over 30 years. Even the British pound down to 118. So that's the lowest I've seen the pound. That may be even more than 20 years. So, again, all of these are warning signs. Why are these currencies weakening so much? And the answer is really simple. Because the financial system is getting ready to buckle. It's just that simple. Right? Look at the debt levels. They're unsustainable. This has been the big issue here. God bless everybody. We'll try it again tomorrow.